Well, guys, I never thought I would be making this video for Battlefield 2042, but today we got some very exciting news in regards to not only Season 3 and what we're going to be getting, but also the fact that they have actually confirmed content beyond Season 4, which is something that, like I said, I never expected that to happen. And so I'm going to break down all of that news for you guys today, as there is quite a lot to talk about. Now, just earlier this morning, DICE did release a new dev update video. It was only about 6 minutes long, and I'll show that in the background for you guys as I'm talking. They essentially just shared a bunch of new information that's going to be on its way to the Battlefield in the coming weeks and months. Now, like I said, the first thing I wanted to touch on is that they actually confirmed they are already in pre-production for content that goes beyond Season 4, essentially confirming a Year 2 for Battlefield 2042. Now, they didn't confirm a full year. They didn't say we're doing another 4 seasons or anything like that, so we don't know all the details on that just yet. I will, sort of reserve my judgment fully on that because we haven't, they could just do Season 5 and that's it. We don't actually know yet, but the fact that they are announcing content beyond Season 4 does make me think we'll probably get an extra year. That just sort of makes sense, but it could also be maybe just another 2 seasons or something like that. I'm not really too sure yet, but that was definitely something that I did not expect to hear. I have been pretty much set on the idea that they're going to just cancel support for this game after Season 4. I think it was sort of written on the wall, to be honest, and so to see them actually come out and say that that isn't going to be the case, that is definitely very surprising, and it's definitely very exciting for those of us who are enjoying Battlefield 2042. Now, like I said, they don't have all the details on how long that's going to be or anything like that, so I will keep you guys updated on any more information that we get about the content coming after Season 4, but for now that's really all we know, that they are going to be doing some extra stuff for the game after Season 4. Now, the next very important thing that they mentioned is that Battlefield 2042 is going to be coming to Game Pass and EA Play, and on top of that there will also be some free weekends on all platforms, so on Xbox, Steam and on the PlayStation as well. The game will be free just for a limited amount of time throughout the month of December. So that is a massive W for Battlefield fans. I've been saying this for a very long time now. They need to add this game to Game Pass, and to be honest, they should try and look at doing it for the PlayStation equivalent of Game Pass. I forget what it's called, PlayStation Plus Deluxe or something like that. They should really, look at doing that for that platform as well, because honestly, this is the best thing that can happen for this game. I've seen a lot of comments of people saying the game looks really improved and really fun now, but they don't want to fork out $70 for a game that they have heard a lot of bad things about, and they don't know if it just looks good, and they don't really want to take that risk. Whereas now, obviously with it being on Game Pass, as well as those free weekends, that is a huge entry point for a lot of players who may have never given this game a chance, and once they play it, they may actually go, you know what, this game is really fun, I'm going to buy it. Or in the case of people who have Xbox, you can literally just get it for free permanently, and this is starting in Season 3 and beyond. So essentially within the next couple of weeks, if you guys are on Xbox and you don't own the game, you will be getting the game for free with Game Pass. Obviously it's not technically free, you've got to pay for Game Pass, but I think most people on Xbox have Game Pass, and if you don't, honestly it's the best deal you guys can ever get, so I could definitely not recommend that anymore. This is a massive win for the game. Like I said, it's going to massively increase the player base, and I don't imagine they were making a heap of money from game sales anyway, so it's not like they're going to lose money and then have to cancel support because they're not making enough. This will actually funnel people into the game, and then hopefully if they make their battle pass content and their skins really solid, people might actually spend a bit of money on the game, and they might go, okay, we can actually support this game for a long time. So like I said, huge W for the Battlefield community with this game going free on Game Pass and EA Play. Now, for the rest of the dev video, they kind of just touched on a lot of stuff that we already knew about for Season 3. So obviously we know that the classes or the specialist rework is going to be coming later in Season 3, and initially seemed like that was going to be in, the Season 3 update, the update 3.0, whereas they did mention, I think that was like last month, they mentioned it was going to be coming later in Season 3. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but it is still pretty close. I'd imagine that will be in like update 3.2 maybe, because they said later. I don't think that will be in update 3.1, which unfortunately means it would probably come in January. So it sounds kind of a long way away, but really it's only 2 months away, and everything they've shown so far does look pretty decent. I think we would all prefer to just have the class system, but this is kind of just meeting in the middle. They can't just delete the specialists. That's just not realistic. They are way too ingrained into this game to just be like, you know what, we're going to delete them. So this does seem like the best case scenario We're getting somewhat of a class system. They're getting to keep their specialists. It seems like pretty much just a win for everyone. They also mentioned that the XM8 assault rifle and the AN91 are going to be added to All Out Warfare in Season 3. Now, they said the XM8 assault rifle, but they showed a picture of, I'm pretty sure that's the LMG version, just judging by the magazine, but I'm assuming that's just an error. I'm not too sure. But those weapons will be coming in Season 3. Now, oddly enough, they did not mention any brand new weapons. So whether that means we're not getting any or whether they just didn't really show that yet. They also mentioned a map, which I'll touch on in a second, but they didn't show that either. So it doesn't mean we're not getting weapons, but I thought that was a little bit interesting. And then something that actually blew my mind, to be honest, is that Manifest and Breakaway are also going to be getting their very own reworks. Manifest looked pretty good to me personally, but as for Breakaway, that looks like a genuine change to that map. I cannot explain how excited I am to play on that. I always thought that map had a lot of potential, and it was just, I don't know, it was just too big, too open, and it looks like they have really changed that. They've moved the oil rig a lot closer to that sort of glacier wall, and then as for up on top of the glacier and also like inside of it, they've put like this sort of cave system within it, or I guess it's more of a like ravine than a cave, but they have fully reworked that big glacier area as well. So this looks really good. I'd imagine that will be coming like very late in Season 3, and maybe update 3.2, and then I'd imagine Manifest, in fact they may have even said Manifest is coming in 3.1. So these are still a few months away, but both of these looked really good in my opinion, and that means we are getting closer to hopefully getting an Hourglass rework as well, which I'm very keen to see what they managed to do for that one, because for me that is probably the worst map in the game. Now, the very last thing that they touched on is that there will be a new infantry focused sort of smaller map in Season 3. So this is obviously going to be the brand new map that we've been getting with every season, and they didn't fully confirm it, but they actually said it's going to be close to home, and then they showed a little bit of footage of the DICE Stockholm office, which is obviously located in Sweden, and so the fact that they showed that, to me that means it is probably going to be a Sweden based map. Now, what I'm really interested in is, could this actually be like a city based map? If it's going to be smaller and sort of infantry focused, I would love to see a map that is actually like within the city of Stockholm. I've been saying it for ages, I want a genuine urban map. We don't have any in this game. I know there's a lot of maps that have like a lot of buildings and stuff like that, but we don't really have a genuine urban map. When you think back to Battlefield 3 and 4, so many of the good maps in that game were all, you know, within a city, and they were just so enjoyable to play. They were so fast and chaotic, and that is something I would definitely love to see. So we will just have to wait and see on that. They did mention that they're going to be sharing some of that before the launch of Season 3, which I'm imagining is probably only going to be about 2 weeks from now. At the most it'll be 3 weeks, but I'd imagine it could be coming on November 22nd, just judging by the calendar, which is actually just 11 or 12 days from now. So I'd imagine next week sometime, if not the week after, we'll definitely be hearing about that new map, and like I said, potentially some brand new weapons, as well as the brand new specialist for Season 3. So that is pretty much it for all of the stuff that they touched on in this recent dev update. Like I said, this is a very big announcement. I don't think any of us saw this coming, to be honest. I do feel like I'm one of the more positive and optimistic guys covering Battlefield, and yet I was absolutely certain that Season 4 was going to be the last season. I've actually, prepared some plans to start to try and transition the channel slightly over to Warzone, just in case that was going to happen, and now this is just come out of the blue. So I'm very excited to see what they can do with Year 2, if it is a full year or if it's just like another couple of seasons, I'm not too sure. And then, like I said, the fact that we are getting this on Game Pass is a huge win for the player base, especially like for people like myself who are in Australia or smaller population countries. It is often very hard to find games, unfortunately, and the fact that this is going to be on Game Pass, I can guarantee the player base will like triple if not quadruple within the first weekend. I'm absolutely certain this is going to help bring a lot of new players into the game, and obviously they just need to keep those players engaged. So whether they can do that, we'll have to wait and see, but it's going to be very fun to watch nonetheless. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this one. I'm keen to hear your thoughts on all of this stuff, so be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. If you're new to the channel, then definitely hit that subscribe button. And if you guys want to support the content that I make here on YouTube, then consider becoming a channel member. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all out there on the battlefield.